Hello, Prince and family. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jack8097, also known as Kampachi999, and tonight we're gonna go deep on Marvel's Tokon Fighting Souls. On this video, I want to make it a little bit different, and I want to at least give my opinion on some subjects that it's flying around, and some conversations of people having their thoughts about the game itself, and most importantly, what's missing. And I want to give some suggestions and at least so far my opinion about it. So if you think it holds water, perfect. If it doesn't, just let me know in the comments. Let's just have some conversations and see if we can at least help the developers to move the game from A to A plus or even beyond A plus, because the game itself is pretty amazing. And I'm gonna start the conversation with the game itself, from the first trailer that we had and the opportunity that, hey, we're gonna throw some betas. And I was one of the people that I was very, like, I want to say lucky, but I was honored to at least so far, like, hey, I was chosen to test the game itself. And the first time that I had the opportunity to play the beta, it was pretty cool. But here's the thing, the second time and before the second beta, there was a lot of people concerning about the combos, and they were concerning about, like, hey, I see the idea of having 4 characters and assemble them in different positions from shooter, vertical, and assault. But here's the thing, the situation is that while you're doing, let's say, the offense, you're doing combos, and you want to, like, be more creative on the combo side, most of the time you get the same treatment. It doesn't matter if you're calling from the assault position or the vertical position or even the shooter position, you're going to get the same deal. You're going to get that the assist character is going to push the opponent, and depending on what type of thing do you want to go and what type of thing do you want to do, you can pursue the opponent by switching with the assist that you have called, so they can pursue the opponent, therefore do the combo and continue the damage itself, right? So here's the question, because I want to start the conversation with a question, and it's a regular question in the sense, like, hey, I'm going to give the question and I'm going to give my answer about the question. You can give your own answer, and hey, at least so far, let's start talking about it, and let's make the game better. And that's the idea. Let's try to help the developers to get to a point that, at least so far, they haven't announced a date yet. So I hope that they can at least help us. Well, vice versa, we can help them to decide, hey, what type of direction do we have or do we want to get on the gameplay. Because so far, adding, and this is the question, just adding one more button would help the gameplay itself. And how much of an adjustment or changes do we expect to see if they decide to pursue that adding that button, that extra button. And by adding that extra button, I had to go and explain how many buttons do we have on Tokon. And on Tokon, at least so far, we got, like, on the basic side, like almost around 5 to 6 buttons. So we're talking about 3 buttons to do light, medium, and heavy attack. We got a unique attack. Also, we got an assist. And for those who doesn't want to do, like, the input of motion, not inputs, but the motion inputs, you can do skills. So technically you're going to have, like, maybe around 6 buttons. So with that said, they have also added quick skill, or they have added also quick assist, and last but not least, if I'm not mistaken, they have added also a quick dash. So doing quick dash, you're going to move to your opponent instead of, like, doing, like, 2 taps or even doing, like, the 2 attacks and then putting the direction so they can dash. So having that said, what type of buttons or button I'm talking about? Hear me out. It's gonna be a little bit, like, trying to reach. But the reality of the matter is, what if they added a second assist button? And here comes the conversation, at least so far that I had with some friends and some other players that had the opportunity to play the game itself, and it's pretty basic. What I'm trying to add on doing the second assist, because by having the first assist, it doesn't matter like on a technical perspective, because the idea it will be the same. You have assembled your team. You're going to have a leader, and you're going to put the other characters on different positions. We're talking about from shooters, vertical, and assault. So technically speaking, going to be relating on the combos itself. While you're doing a combo right now, what are we at least doing is that we're calling the assist to push the opponent forward, and then we're doing some special moves so we can change from the leader that we had previously to the assist that we call out. So the basic idea is that just having two assists, it will change the gameplay itself. So you can get the assist of pushing the opponent forward, or you can call the assist doing the special move that they are in the position. So if you're using Ghost Rider as vertical, he's going to be like, for example, you're going to launch the opponent in the air, and then Ghost Rider is going to be appearing and he's going to be hitting them with the chains. Same goes with assault. Let's say you got Iron Man as an assault, and you're going to use him as a combo, right? And he's going to be throwing his projectiles, which is going to be like the small rockets that he launches forward or follows the opponent. And at least so far, it gets a little bit more creative. But doing that gets me to the other point, is that what type of change or adjustment they can do. So the adjustment or the changes that at least so far, in my opinion, could work is by enhancing the assist bars. So the assist bar is going to be located underneath the health of your at least on your health or the health of your opponent, at least so far that green bar. At least so far, what I'm trying to get at is, instead of like adding one, let's divide it on two. So technically you're going to have three, but it's going to be divided on two. So doing the regular assist is going to cost you half, and then doing the other assist in a combo, we're talking about combos at this point, we're talking about on the offense side, it's gonna cost you the entire bar. And that way, I think, in my opinion, it would be at least so far reasonable. It will be fair, because you're only having 3 bars, and 3 bars, it's depending on the defense side and on the offense side also. So by having that in hand, the only thing that it's going to be changing is how much it's going to cost doing the special move that you have the assist position, being shooter, vertical, or assault, or they can at least push the opponent forward, and it's going to cost half a bar. That's pretty much it. So in my opinion, that will be fair. Just plain and simple, it's going to be fair, because just by trying to add more, like let's say at first I was thinking maybe like, hey, add like around 6, and that will be like okay-ish. But at the same time, since I don't want the developers having like that type of problem and that type of hustle, like, oh my god, just imagine them like delaying the game itself, because the gameplay, it by the giant change of, instead of having 3, it's going to have 6 bars, and by having 6 bars, they're gonna have to do some adjustments from the offense to the defense and some stuff that at least so far they're going to interact with the bar itself. So it's one of those things that it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's kind of crazy to even think that they haven't even released a date for this game. And I'm one of those people that I'm happy that they haven't done it yet, But at the same time, I'm like, oh my god, let's hope that we get it on mids 26. So if we get them in the midst of 26, okay-ish. But if we get them late, it's gonna be like, oh my god, please no. Because this game, it's amazing. I truly enjoyed it. But going back at it, we're talking about all this time on the offense side. What will be the differences on the defense side? On the defense side, they have to, at least so far, try to do what, at least so far in my opinion, leave it like as it is for the time being. If you want to do some counter assist or counter attacks, it may cost you like maybe perhaps 1 bar completely. Or if you want to, like on the offense side, instead of like, hey, if your character doesn't have any overheads and you call the assist characters to help you out, it wouldn't be bad having like at least so far costing you half, or I don't know, just depending on what type of adjustment they're going to try to do that. And the idea itself, it's not even bad, but the execution, that's what I'm worried about. But I know there's a lot of people more concerned on the offense more than the defense itself. But adding that thing on the offense side, having that idea of, oh my god, let's say we got 3 bars, the 3 bars is going to be divided by 2 bars. But how it worked back then, or how it still works, is that at least so far they lock the 2 of your team, and you're going to have 1 assist and your leader. So having that, it's going to be restraining from the 2 bars of assist. It's going to be restraining 2 more bars on the special moves. So technically, having the assist characters all locked up, and by interacting with the transitions or wall splat, you're going to call the assist, you're going to unlock some bars from the supers to assist. But not only that, it also interacts with your health. So if we're talking about, like, for example, you don't want to lose the first round, and the first round you're seeing that at least so far you can make it, but you need that transition or that wall splat to call your other character to help you out, and so you can gain more health. It's a decision that you had to risk. It's a gamble. Like, technically it's a gamble. It's one of those things that you have to be like, hey, mindful of, hey, do I want to win this round, or do I want to wait on this on the other round if you win without calling the assist? Because that's the thing, without doing the wall splat or doing the transition, you're not gonna get the opportunity to play with the other characters. But also, not only that, you don't use the opportunity to gain great health. So it's one of those things that you have to be a little bit mindful, and it's one of the ideas that I truly liked of this game, because it makes you work a little bit harder and be more strategic and mindful of the decision that you're going to get to do to play on this game. So having said that, at least so far, comparing it to all games, for those who have played Dragon Balls, you're going to get the idea of it. But for those who haven't, I'll try to explain it as quick as possible and as best of my abilities. So back then, before we have this major update, and before we get to see like how it's looking nowadays, Dragon Ball Fighters, back then we have Dragon Ball Fighters having like a giant bar of supers, and at least so far that bar, it would transition in between using enhanced movements like enhanced special moves, or using super or ultimates. So technically, by having that giant bar, it was not only not dividing like how much of a special enhancement you want to use or anything of it. Back then it was very basic. It's like, hey, it's gonna be costing you like half the bar, but at the same time, if you want to do like a super, it's gonna cost you 1 entire bar. If you want to do like ultimate, it's gonna cost you like 3 bars, and etc. So it's like Okay, pretty cool. I get the idea. What about the assist? So the assist part, it was the same thing. What am I saying? So what I'm trying to say is that at least so far, when you got to that point that you're selecting the characters that you're going to choose on this battle in between the leader and the other two assists, you didn't have too much of a selection. Technically, you're going to have to choose what type of character you're going to have to assist you to do damage or to do some, at least so far, some setups. So, for example, to give you an easy example, back then, Vegeta was one of those characters that he was very useful because he was throwing some projectiles and he was holding the opponent in a position that at least so far, if you hit them first and you're implementing Vegeta on it, on that combo in particular, he was going to hold them tight. So that way you can go to the ground and try to get all over again the dash or whatever you wanted to do. At least so far, Vegeta was going to hold it now with Gohan, Super Saiyan 2 Kid Gohan in particular. At least so far with him, you get an anti-air. So it was pretty cool. In that aspect, you got some characters that dedicate themselves on projectiles, others overheads, others by anti-aerial people. So it was pretty cool. But if you compare it to NPC, or even better yet, you compare it to BB Tag, because technically speaking, Dragon Ball function like Power Rangers, the Power Rangers fighting game. Right now, I don't remember the name of the game, and I do apologize about it. But it was the same. It was the same function in the sense of calling the assist. It was going to be the same assist technically. So by doing that, just by selecting, for example, NPC, you had the opportunity to select what type of assist you want them to do. And not only that, even further than that, we're talking about that at least so far on BB Tag, not only by the direction going back or forward, it was gonna give you a different assist, but it was gonna be like, hey, that's the unique, like that's the unique expression that we are trying to look on Tokon. Now in the present day, we're talking about that we're seeing like Invincible versus and at least so far 2XKO. And I'm not gonna lie, those two games are beautiful and amazing, but golly, they're savage on the assist. They're pretty cool. They're pretty crazy on the Savage game. Especially 2XKO, because 2XKO is not only offering you the idea of, hey, do you want to play like regular, or do you want to get ham on the assist? And that's where the unique expression comes in, and it's amazing. The game itself is pretty amazing, and that's the type of thing that I'm looking forward on Tokon. That I can at least so far select a character while I can at least switch with another character, and that way it makes it a little bit unique in that sense, but it's not that far from what the other competitors, because technically if you think about it, Invincible versus 2XKO and Tokon, they are competing with each other at this point. They are playing to get like, hey, to see who is the better, who's in between those three, which one is the better game than the others. So it's kind of crazy to even think at this point that it's like, oh my god, that's the type of direction that we're going, that we're going to see like crazy stuff, and we're going to get like so many information that trying to react in like individually one by one, it's gonna be a hell of a job to try to at least so far like, oh my god, what am I doing, what the opponent's doing, and all that. But going back at it, the idea of trying to add one more button, the idea of doing that, it has to have some adjustments. It needs some changes, not only on the offense but on the defense also, Because on the defense side, the problem now is if you're trying to do counterattacks by blocking, you're running the risk of, oh my god, you're running the risk of not having any assist. First things first. So let's say the opponent, it has a good timing. Therefore, if you try to do a counterattack, he's gonna be looking for that. He's gonna be looking for that particular situation to make you feel that, hey, all the other characters that you have selected, nah, you're not gonna be playing on, like you're not gonna be using them. You're going to be using the leader that you have selected, and it's one of those things that it's a scary situation. So, having that said, what type of solution do we have on the defense side? And I'll be honest with you, I planted the idea, I did the offense, I tried to explain like, hey, how the offense would look like. But on the defense side, I'll be honest, it's difficult. I don't even know how to even start to entangle that situation. That's where I want you to come in, try to come in. How would you like the defense work? Having that type of situation, like for example, we have the 3 bars divided on 2, meaning instead of having 3, technically you're going to have 6 bars because it's 3 bars, but by doing like the special moves, or not special moves, my bad, special assists, it's going to cost maybe half or an entire bar, or worst case scenario is it will be costing 2 bars. Who knows at this point? And that's the idea. That's the thing that I'm trying to like, hey, this is my opinion. This is my suggestion of like, hey, how to spice the game itself out. Because the game itself, it just need a little bit of spice, and that's pretty much it. On the assist game, it's pretty much it. Because the idea and the dream is trying to implement a team that can at least function like a well-oiled machine that makes you go from the stars to beyond the stars, to see the galaxy itself. And that's the dream. That's the dream. Makes you feel like, hey, you're not only playing a game, you are in the game. Every decision, everything that you decide, even though it can be like auto combos, still it can makes you feel like, oh my god, I'm a badass. And that's the idea of the game itself. That's the idea of it. And that's what I'm trying to like, hey, just a little nugget over here. I'm just leaving a little tiny idea of, hey, maybe, just maybe, because I know it's gonna be like a hard work. It's gonna change a lot of things, and it's one of those things that I'm like, hey, sooner or later, if they don't do it, there's gonna be less people interested on playing the game. And don't get me wrong, it's Marvel. It's gonna it's going to, regardless, it's going to make other people like look forward to play the game itself. They're gonna be like, oh my god, this game is amazing, I wanna keep playing on it. Even though they can be casuals, they're not concentrating for the people who are hardcore on fighting games. Still, it's gonna call, it's gonna make like, it's got, in a way or another, it's gonna be like, hey, you know, yeah, I have the glitters. And I'm going to, at least so far, in a way or another, try to make other people, even though they're not invested on playing fighting games, I'm gonna make them feel like, hey, for this experience, for their first fighting game being Marvel's Tokon, it can be crazy, it can be great. And that's the thing, and that's the entire plot. We want this game to be crazy. We want to make this game to feel like you're doing crazy things, but at the same time, cool and amazing stuff that can give you good rewards, that can give you good stuff that gives you the expression that you're looking forward to. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more fighting games, and also I hope that you enjoy this type of topic and type of conversation, because it's kind of rare. And I came in with, at least so far, without any type of like good information. I'm just giving you like from the top of my head and from previous experience, like some thoughts about it. And I hope that this, hey, who knows? It could be something new. It can be something new for the future. So I hope you enjoy the conversation. And as always, take care, friends.